in
What?
the fable, the blank turns into the swan,
I have no idea.
the ugly duckling.
Oh my God. Okay.
So this was a show where they had women who were the
Uh,
ugly ducklings. Like there were these
oh,
women
yeah. You can't
that
make that show today.
no, absolutely not. They had these women, and I can't remember how many of them there were, but they went through this huge transformation process where they
Uh huh.
did everything, like all the surgery, the liposuction, like the rhinoplasty, like all of it. And then at the end, someone would win, like who became the swan.
Mm.
But what would happen is that the swan, the winner, would be now this hot girl who had no idea how to be a hot girl, like in society.
Day
And so
one.
she goes home to her trailer with like Billy Bob, and she's like, "This isn't for me anymore because I can go anywhere and get attention."
I was gonna say,
So
yeah.
yeah, I think so. They ended up like these, like the husbands were like, "This is amazing," until the wife was like, "Well, now I can do so much better than you, so I'm out."
Okay, so that transformation show is up there with the one that's on Netflix right now, which is sort of the real life Where Are They Now on The Biggest Loser. Have you
Oh
seen
yeah,
that?
no, no, I have it in the list. I do want to see it though.
Yeah, spoiler alert, they get fat again.
That tends to happen, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and some of them talk about the fact that they say that the show had long-term metabolic damage effects, but the doctors come on and they're like, you weighed 400 pounds, you might have already messed up your metabolism before the show.
Yeah,
So, maybe it was the show, maybe it wasn't. But I think the point is that yes, we sat on you and supervised you for a couple months, and of course you lost weight. But then when we put you back in your environment, guess what
right.
happens? You're back in action. And
Yeah,
you're
which
back
is
to your old habits. That's like in Vietnam, the drug use rate of GIs that would go over to Vietnam and use heroin was like 70%.
yeah,
But that's not the number of GIs that when they got back to the States continued it. It was a small fraction, like 5% continued using the
right,
opium because it was strictly an environmental trigger. Like if I'm sitting in an opium den in Vietnam, I want opium. But if I'm anywhere
right,
else, I'm fine.
right. Well, because the goddamn Viet Cong's outside shooting at you.
There's a few stressors.
Building some tunnels. But
Yeah, they're digging their way in as you're trying to get high.
what's that? Goddamn.
That's exactly right.
But yeah, because that it's the comfort zone of whatever it is. I remember kind of along the same thread. I used to watch Kitchen Nightmares when it was on like 15 years ago, like on the BBC, the UK version of it.
Oh, okay.
And
So
he
was
would
that
be
Gordon
like,
Ramsay or somebody else?
yeah, it was still Gordon Ramsay, but it was much
Okay.
more raw because it was less produced, and he would be much more aggressive to them. But he would go in and fix these places, clearly effective, and then he would do the return thing, and he'd come back and they're like, "We brought back the old menu." They brought back the old play. Like they went right back to the comfort because you can change again. Going back to the beginning of what we were talking about, like making change is hard because it's easy to just fall back into it. Even something as seemingly simple as meditating, like you literally do nothing,
Right.
but it's so hard
Force
to be
yourself
like,
to do that every morning.
I'm going
It's
to
hard.
I'm going to do 20 minutes of that. Like you, in today's society and the way you condition your brain, like for 20 minutes to just do nothing
Right.
is next to impossible, especially in the
Well,
morning because you're like, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this.
yeah, and I mean, in economics, we talk about doing nothing is a choice, and when we talk about that in all facets of life. But I mean, doing nothing is a choice, and therefore you are voting. So like by doing nothing new, you are every single day you're grinding those old habits in harder and harder and harder. So that if you try and do something new, it is so hard to get out of that.
Yeah,
Except,
and to the point you made about the environment once you get back to it, because if you went on Biggest Loser or you're on the Swan and you come back and the people around you haven't changed to adapt to your new lifestyle, like
Billy Bob.
you have no chance, right?